What's up, guys? Matt Fragger. I am back again with another fragrance review video. Today, I'm going to give you my first impressions on another fragrance that I just took off my front porch about an hour ago. And this one is by Maison Alhambra, which is basically a part of the company of Lattafa. It's like Lattafa is the parent company. Maison Alhambra is to Lattafa what Montal is to Mancera. Like, pretty much the same thing. And the fragrance that I have here for you today is one that I've been really looking forward to trying, and that is Glacier Le'Noir. And this one is inspired by Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Mal La Parfum. Uh, Beautiful fragrance. I do not own that. However, I do have a scent decant here of La Parfum, where I had ordered this from Scent Decant to kind of like put it through the paces, and I was considering picking up a bottle, and I seen that there's another clone that's kind of more to the presentation of the Jean-Paul Gaultier. It's kind of the torso style bottle. Um, and it's Essentia something, but I don't remember the full name of it. So I seen that. I looked into it. I read a couple reviews. Yeah, it was okay, but nobody was really talking, real highly of it. It wasn't like it looked like it was anything special. And I said, okay, I'm going to kind of see what else happens. And then this one, I seen this one, and even though this fragrance is only around the $20 mark, between 20 and 25 bucks. I think I paid 23 for it. Um, Definitely a budget fragrance, but it's a Maison Alhambra. And I have some great Maison Alhambra fragrances. I mean, I've got some really good Maison Alhambra fragrances down here. And I'm a big Lattafa enthusiast. Anything Lattafa or Maison Alhambra, I'll at least give it a run for the money. Like, I'll at least give it a chance, give it a shot, because I've had pretty good luck with a lot of these Lattafas and Maison Alhambra fragrances. So I'm gonna do a unboxing of this. I'm gonna um, I'm gonna see how they compare, how this one compares to La Parfum by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and see if it's a fragrance that's worth your time, worth you guys picking up and checking out or not. Now, I have heard, read a few reviews and watched a few reviews on this, and I have heard good things about it. And now, again, this is going to be a first impression, so I'm not going to be able to give you any information about performance or anything right now. I will come back and do a follow-up review, as I usually do when I do these first impressions. But as far as, again, third-party opinion here, but as far as from what I've read and heard, this one's performing in the 7 to 8 hour range and projecting pretty good. Like, it's from what I've heard, it is a good performing fragrance. It's above average performing fragrance. It's no slouch in the performance department. Although I would expect, being that this is a clone, and as plenty of clones in my collection, it pretty much lives in that space. And as I've found out, and I'm sure a lot of you have, when it comes to clones, you're never going to quite get the quality. You're never going to quite get the push in most occasions. In most occasions, you're not going to get quite the push or quite the performance or quite the quality of a clone fragrance as you do out of the original. But the the key here is, does it come close enough to making it worth picking this one up as an alternative to Le Mal La Parfum? So, same presentation as you're going to get with the Jean-Paul Gaultier. All the Gaultiers come in the can. So you got that same thing here. Opens the same way. Top lifts off. Now, the bottle on this one, this is where I'm going to have some some shitty things to say about this fragrance. And Maison Alhambra typically does a pretty decent job, I would say, and I know Lattafa does, at presentations. I get that they didn't want to just go after the whole torso bottle, the Jean-Paul Gaultier torso bottle, as that other one I was talking about did, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done a little bit better than this. It's just the bottle to me is really plain and like it's got this kind of little like I don't know, like a little kind of indentation here where it looks almost like they messed up when they were casting the bottle. I don't know. And on the front it says Glacier Le'Noir, Maison Alhambra logo, and 100 mil eau de parfum concentration. The cap, light, cheap, nothing to write home about. Let's see what the atomizer looks like and get this in the air and see how it smells. Um, Primer up, good atomizer. Okay, yeah, this is kind of like when I did the review of the Kingdom, which is a clone of Lamal or Elixir, Lamal Elixir. And as soon as this hits the air, there's no mistaking what they're going after here. That is definitely, a La Mala Parfum DNA. Definitely, you're getting that right away. That cardamom and the well here. Let me just. I'll tell you the notes, and it's a very simple note breakdown. Cardamom, as I said, vanilla, lavender, and iris. Those are the notes. Now, the iris is even in the original, the iris is not a very pronounced iris. It's not a lipsticky iris. It's not, iris that really sticks out in the fragrance. It's just kind of like, skirting the edges of the fragrance, but it's definitely detectable and it's definitely there. Um, and then, definitely you're getting like that cardamom here and the lavender is providing some aromatic, kind of freshness and brightness a little bit. But yeah, in the air, this one definitely is doing that La Mala Parfum thing. So far, just spraying it in the air, I gotta say, pretty good so far. I mean, we're off to a great start here. Here, let me put this. I'm gonna put this on skin. I don't think no, I wasn't testing anything today. I'm wearing Zaharoff leather tabak, but normally when I wear fragrance, I would put my sprays here, and then I'd have a spray on my arms or on my wrists, sometimes on the hand, because when you go to shake hands or when you go to move your hands, you kind of get some wafts flying out at people. So I like to do that. But I knew I was going to be getting this fragrance today. I knew I was going to be doing a testing of it. So I didn't spray anything on my arms. So they're totally clear and ready to go. So I'm going to put a couple good sprays here on the inside elbow of the La Noir. Let that dry a little bit. Man, that does smell. I mean, it's just really, really, really close in the air to La Mala Parfum. Really, really nice, sweet. You get that sweetness, the aromatics, the cardamom definitely. And then here's the decant. Let me make sure I got the. And we'll put a couple sprays of the decant on this arm. Let that dry for a minute. I when I started my scent journey, I mean, it's been about a year and a half ago. I started out by just buying a bunch of these scent decants and just kind of figuring out what I liked and what floats my boat and what doesn't, and what are things that kind of like tickle my pickle, if you will. Um, and I definitely suggest that if you're just getting into fragrances, rather than blind buying a bunch of fragrances or you know what I mean, something like that, like getting these scent decants are really cool because even if it's a fragrance that may be like you feel like it may be out of your budget, um there's nothing wrong with picking up a decant of a few fragrances to kind of see what you're feeling, what your vibes are, and then that way you can, if you find something you like, you can always go off of that and then either get the real thing or try to find a clone of it, which is what I do a lot of times. I'll get like I got this decant of La Mala Parfum. I was gonna get the bottle, but then I figured, well, let me see how the if I can get a clone that's pretty decent, and that's gonna be cool for me. So these should be pretty dry. All right, there's the La Parfum, very nice. Yeah, really like close on skin, what I would say is the La Parfum definitely has a very small kind of like, and I'm kind of splitting hairs here, really, to be honest with you, because I'm trying to find differences, but it's a little bit more pronounced on the kind of spiciness in the cardamom, and then it's a little more like just the smallest bit more like kind of rich, like kind of quality, I guess you could say. Although the La Noir, it definitely seems like it's got great quality, as again as I would expect from La Tafa, Maison Alhambra, whatever. Um, Most of the fragrances that I've tried from Lattafa, that's why I kind of I mean I have 19 of them, and that's why I continue to pick up the Lattafas, is because I can pretty much, if there's a Lattafa makes a clone of something, I can pretty much put a lot of faith in the fact that it's going to be at least decent. I think I only have like one out of 19 Lattafas that I don't really care for, and that's the Anabiad leather. That one just didn't really rub me the right way. Uh, but yeah, this one, this is really close, guys. Even the push, if you will, that I'm getting off of both of these, like again, obviously I can't speak on performance at this point, but the push that I'm getting, like the strength I'm feeling off of these initial sprays, is pretty equivalent, honestly. And then kind of the little like the sillage. This one, the Lamal, the Gautier, seems like, again, it's just the teeniest bit more kind of like I don't know, like pronounced. Like it's just the smallest bit more, like it's kind of doing just the teeniest bit. Like if it was a horse race, this one would be like a head by a nose and like a photo finish. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very close, but this is definitely a really good clone of La Mala Parfum, guys. And if you're looking for that DNA, looking for a fragrance to that's inspired by La Parfum, and you want to try to find a decent one, so far off first impressions, I can tell you this one's really good. And for the price, being around that $20 to $25 range, this one I would say pick it up, go ahead and pull the trigger, snatch it up. And I mean, worst come to worst, if you if by chance that you said like, oh, Mad Fragger's out of his mind, surprise, surprise. This is not as good as he said it was. I mean, you're out $20, $25, whatever. But yeah, I don't know how, really, like I don't know how they do this. I think they use like, I mean, from what I can tell, they use like a computer that kind of breaks down the formula and all that kind of fancy stuff. But same with like Woody Oud by Maison Alhambra. I mean, that fragrance is just incredible. And I've worn that up against Oud Wood by Tom Ford, and they're so close. And I think even the Maison Alhambra one is even a little better, even. It's one of those cases. And this one, now I'm not going to, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not trying to tell you that this is better than La Parfum, especially off first impression here. But what I am saying is worth picking up, worth giving a shot. I'm glad that I did, and I'm definitely going to be reaching for this a couple times over the next week and giving it some more wears. I'll come back with a follow-up review and let you guys know what I'm getting as far as performance off my skin, and if there's anything else that I need to bring up about it, I will. But yeah, I'll be back with a follow-up on this one, and I'm really glad that I picked this one up, and I think that you guys should consider picking this one up if you're looking for a La Parfum clone, or if the scent profile here is something that seems interesting to you, pick this one up because I think it's a good one. I can tell this is a really good one. Yeah. In the close up, it smells the same, really, to me. I mean, maybe a teeny bit of a difference, but in the air, coming in the air off of the arm, yeah, it's just, yeah. Latafa, Maison Alhambra, they've done it again. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for this review. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your life to spend some time with me today again. And for those of you who aren't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you consider doing that. I'm trying to grow the channel here. Got a lot more to come in 2025. And I'm the Mad Fragger. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time.